What up, YouTube? Welcome back to the vlog. So first of all, before we get this vlog started, I just want to give a shout out to the homies that looking out for the homie. You know, they said I didn't realize, I'm usually very careful with it, that my home address was listed on the last video, so I unlisted that and made it a private. So if you're looking for that video, that's what happened. Anyway, we're gonna be doing Uber again in this video, you know. So here's what I decided, right? I decided to go ahead and do a bankroll builder challenge. That's between Uber and poker. Let's get to it. Well, that's it. You're ready to go. I got like my hat, huh? Man, that baby has a hint of this.
Open air,
Face does nothing but look at the hair.
side by side we sway there in all the colors. Summer love,
Bill, you're blocking the Hollywood sign. Bill, you like the Hollywood sign?
floats in
You like the Hollywood?
love,
This is how you make
on
it.
the lawn chair in all the colors. Summer love, remembers when we were getting nowhere fast, when the garden won't stop giving back. Honeysuckle, fresh cut grass.
Inception.
I could really use some stuff like that. Talk to me and tell me all that you've seen, all the
How y'all like that montage of that was me and my family and some other family members taking a 4-day weekend in California. We rented an Airbnb over there. Boy, I tell you, California is a great place, but it gave me a bad taste. And I knew already California is this way, right? So there was this one guy, we had a green light and we were turning right, they were turning left onto the oncoming. So somebody's turning left onto the oncoming, but I didn't even see them at all because they turned so fast, right? So we were turning right, we had a green light, turning right, and then this freaking guy just whips in and then honks at me, had the audacity to honk at me for, you know, cutting him off or whatever. I didn't even see him because I had the right of way. Why would I look to the left? And, you know, that was my dumb mistake. I should have been looking to the left, right? But like I said, I had the right of way, right? Anyway, so I continue on getting onto the highway. And this son of a gun, I didn't pay no attention of it and think nothing of it. This son of a gun comes whipping in and brake checks me. The good thing is this vehicle has a braking system that prevents, you know what I mean, that because a human reaction reacts a little bit slower than a computer or a sensor would. So this thing reacted a lot faster, and a good thing is that it prevented an accident. And this son of a gun was telling me, get out, you know, out through the window. So basically I had a feeling that maybe he had a gun on him. He was, you know, he was trying to justify and find a way to shoot me or whatever, right? This is how crazy this thing is, right? I mean, out of nowhere, this thing just exploded into something insane, right? And, you know, I wish, one of those times, I wish I had a gun, but it's a good thing I didn't. And it's a good thing my family was with me. So it calmed me down quite a bit. For those of you who don't know or not familiar with who I am, I'm a truck driver since 2013. So I've had about over 800,000 miles on me. Safe, you know, defensive, safe driving. Zero incident on the road while driving trucks. As a matter of fact, I've had zero incident while driving anything on the road, except for in my 20s when I was in the military doing some dumb stuff. But anyway, that's besides the point. It's just, I just wanted to give you some context so you can judge for yourself. Well, there goes one ride down with Lyft. It's been a long time, Lyft. So I was just waiting at the house for about close to 4 hours. Actually 3.5 hours, because it took us about 15-20 minutes to get that ride done. So it's close to 4 hours. 3.5 hours where I was sitting there just waiting at the house, you know. Now we just got to figure out what to do with all that time that we have while waiting for a ride. This was a Lyft Lux Black. So I think this one pays like $2.60 a mile or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, let's take a look at it. Yeah, I think it was let's see, all activity. So I think it was 10 miles. Yeah, so it was 10 miles, 10.5 miles, and minus 550. So for the 42. So yeah, it's actually, yeah, I'd say about 266 a mile. I can't remember exactly, but I think that sounds about right. Now we're sitting here at the Mandalay Bay by the convention center, just waiting for a ride. Let's talk about this bankroll thing. How this is gonna work. You know, I look so dark, man. I was out in the sun for the longest out there in California. So, but bankroll thing is like, it's gonna be like this, right? We're gonna try to build, I would say, a decent size and try to play 2.5. Like maybe try to shoot for at least 3 bullets, maybe 4 bullets for a 2.5, and just play 2.5. You know, we're not. I mean, might play some 1-2. You know, if it's taking too long or whatever to grind it out on the Uber side. But when we play 1-2, it's gonna be different. We're not gonna try to bluff off like all the money that we have, you know. See, that's what I was doing. Like, we don't have no fold equity, you know. We can't get anybody to fold. So we'll just try to play straightforward. At least try. So let's do a little bit of story time, right? If you've been following this story for a while, you would know that I vlog poker, and poker vlogging was like amazing back in 2016 because it was new, right? 2015, 2016 or something like that. But the real OG of poker vlogging is Trooper 97. Yeah, I'll give him a follow. Cool guy, right? But the innovator of poker vlogging by far would be Andrew Nemi, you know, and then it was followed up by Brad Owen. And then that's when, like, I kind of started in that same time frame, right? I had no idea what I was doing, man. I still don't have no idea what I'm doing, right? But true story, I picked up Andrew Nemi at his place over in downtown, closer to downtown, to take him to the airport, and I believe he was going to like Detroit or something like that. And remember, back then he used to go to do a lot of trips to Detroit or whatever, right? And with his fiance at the time, I don't know if they're married now, but with his fiance at the time, I picked him up to take him to the airport, and my dumb ass go the wrong way on the one-way street. Wow, that's insane. I had no idea, you know what I mean? I think I was starstruck. You know, I think I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe I just picked up Andrew Nemi from the freaking, you know, randomly. I mean, what are the odds, right? This was like 4 o'clock in the morning, I believe. Yeah, 4 o'clock in the morning. What are the odds? And then I did tell him about me vlogging poker as well. And then he was like, oh yeah, what channel? You know, he had no idea who I was. And, you know, I mean, who cares, right? But anyway, and I told him the channel. And then he was like, are you what are you doing now? You know, how's Uber, you know? And I didn't have the guts to tell him I was busto. You know, it was hard for me. Like, it really was hard for me to be truthful about as far as like my financial status, as far as that, because it was like, because a lot of times I was busto because of the table games, you know. Check this out, right? So I turn on regular or Lyft XL, and I got a ping picking up at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. Well, They were not at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. They were actually at the Mandalay Bay Delano pickup. Now, I could have easily come around there, but it would have taken me an extra 10 minutes to get to them. You know, it was easier for them to actually cancel on me and then them ordering another ride for the ride to get there faster to them. But see, I get $2 cancellation ride. Now, I could have probably waited an additional 3 minutes, which is like a 5-minute allowance for you to wait, to sit there and wait. Once you get the 5-minute time countdown, and then you call the customer and you make contact with the customer. You don't even have to make contact. You just gotta call it, let it ring a couple of times, and then hang up. That's it. Really, that's all you gotta do. And then you can cancel it and get a $5 cancellation fee. You know what? I still can't believe we're losing another iconic building out here in the Las Vegas Strip, the Tropicana. So, quick tip for you aspiring to be Uber or Lyft driver: when you are going to the MGM Grand, the pickup location is at the parking garage. As you get around the parking garage, you just keep following it. You got self-parking. This is the east side of the parking garage, northeast side, or north side, but northeast side of the valet parking. It'll be at the stop sign. You turn right, and the pickup area is right there on that floor. And when you get in here, try not to block it as far as, like, you know, the way or whatever. Just try to keep distance for the vehicle in front of you, so if you're on this lane, these people can leave. Yeah. Alright, we're just gonna go ahead and turn on Uber XL. We're not getting anything at all, so we'll turn on Uber XL and see how that goes. If not, we're just gonna go put it on destination mode to the house. It's probably a bad idea on Uber for filtering trips and turning on X-Ride. Look at this crap. I got so many pings already. It is insane, man. We're just gonna go ahead and turn off the freaking X and do comfort. It's not very efficient, the X, when you turn on, even when you turn on filter. It's just like it does outside destination, and I bet you when I get out here, and you'll see, it'll show my acceptance rate at a ridiculous amount now. Wow. Lyft, it's pretty, like, you know, pretty straightforward, but Uber, it seemed like they trying to force you to accept certain rides, or else your acceptance rate is gonna go down. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care if it affects my acceptance rate. Oh, the TikTok world. Oh, they almost hit each other. They doing a TikTok, I think. You know, I was wondering when the TikTok God was gonna bless me with witnessing an actual TikTok making. I thought I would never witness it. Unfortunately, tonight it's just a slow night. You know, X is moving, and regular Lyft rides are moving, but not the other rides. And from what from experience, the rides out here, as far as like on the strip, the regular Lyft and regular Uber X rides, they are not worth it. They're really not. And plus, on this particular vehicle, why would something be worth it that is like taking 50% overhead already of your fuel expense? You know, I mean, Uber X and regular Lyft rides are paying 60 cents to the mile, I believe. Come on, you're literally banking on tips. That's it. And I want to do an experiment on that. On this vehicle, I want to do an experiment on how I would do as far as regular Lyft ride and a regular Uber ride. Maybe we'll make it some kind of a challenge. We'll see. Okay, we're gonna end the day there. So today we did about $60 total. That's without counting tips, so we'll see how the tips come in. But we only had 2 rides, so um, that's like, I would say there's a good 2 hours that I stayed out there waiting, and or between the ride and waiting is about 2 hours. So I would say it was not a good day. It was not a good night, and you can't run. You can't see the thing about it running with this type of vehicle. You don't want to run like freaking 60 cents a mile if you don't have to. If you absolutely have to, just so you don't have to deadhead, I guess it's okay, But other than that, that's it, And the destination filter looks like they're not good at all. So I'd say $30 is the bare minimum that you should be making when running this vehicle. Let me run some quick numbers, okay? So at $30 an hour, at 40 hours a week, I believe that's 57,000. Okay, so at 57, with those kind of figures, I would say about 100 miles, right? So $2 a mile on average. $2 a mile, 200 a day is 1,200 a week on a 6-day period, and that's I don't know how many hours that is. I guess it depends on how long, how you can accomplish that. But so far we've been averaging like 240 to 260 a mile. So, but anyway, let's just say on the lowest, averaging $2 a mile, that's like $57,000 a year, and that's 28,000 miles. So that's why the depreciation on this vehicle. So if we're at 13,000 miles, almost 14,000 miles right now. If we add another 28,000 miles for the 1 year that we run this vehicle, it would be probably worth about $36,000, if we were to sell it at that point. So I mean, it's almost 50%, man. It's not good. It's Uber was never good. Even when I started, the first time I started it, Uber was never good as a long-term thing. Uber is something that should be temporary or as a part-time thing, just a side hustle. That's all it is. That's what it's meant to be, and that's what it's made to be, because it controls you. It controls the amount that you can make, because it's such a low mileage that they're paying you. Now, am I saying Uber is bad? No, absolutely not. I think Uber is perfect for like a side gig or something that you can do 2 hours here and then do something else and then do it again for 2 more hours later or whatever, right? I think that's the perfect scenario for an Uber advertisement, really. I mean, to attract people to do Uber. But as a full-time thing, nah, I don't recommend it at all. But as far as for us, we're gonna continue grinding Uber. We're gonna continue grinding Uber until we climb some kind of ranks. I don't know what we're gonna climb. We're gonna climb something though. We'll see y'all in the next video.